Welcome to SplitScreen's 5 Live Drive, Episode 10. We're gonna be here. Let's bring this microphone like more, not in the frame, but closer. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Let's do that. I'm gonna tell you what's going on in this episode. We're gonna listen to probably BBC 5, unless it's out for some reason. And we're going to Eurotruck. And we're just going to kind of talk about what's going on. Things that might come up this episode. Star Wars Battlefront is coming out. Turkey Day just happened in Canada. Let's see, what else? There's some weird grinding sound upstairs. I made some cookies. And let's go for a fifth thing. How about a fifth thing? I've been working on leatherworking. How about that? We might talk about all those things. And, you know, if they're talking about, you know, penis problems or whatever on the 5 Live Drive, we'll talk about that too. So let's get started. We just bought, last episode, we just bought a new things. So we're going to need to get some more. Do we want to go to Switzerland? Yeah. Let's do that. Ooh, this one's explosive. Let's taking explosives to France from Germany. That's pretty good. Let's do that. We're not gonna blow up France. So let's get that out of the way. Turn up. Alright, get some nice truck sound. We'll turn the 5 Live Drive once we get to once we get past this hot grinding sound. Whoop. Once we get to whoop, our whatchamacallit. How's our gas doing? Oh, we're full. It's been a bit since I played this game. Basically since there was an episode last. So let's see how this goes. So let's start talking about stuff. The Battlefield beta came out and is now gone. I think it's now gone. That's a game. That game. I don't want to say it's too casual, but it's one of those like. It's simple on purpose, which. Is really lame. As a person who has to pay like $80 for a video game, I do not want a super simple game. As you might expect, because I'm driving this hot Eurotruck action here. So it's a shooter, as you might expect from the Battlefront. I almost said Battlefield again. Franchise. Where you kinda just, you know, it had 2 maps. One map was a rush map, basically. It's basically a rush map. And the other map was a capture point map, like King of the Hill sort of thing. And neither of them were, like, the rush map was kind of unfair. Like, that map is designed that way, where it's not really supposed to be winnable by the rebels, because it's Hoth. You know what happens at Hoth. So, I mean, it makes sense that it's difficult to win, but because of the objective-based nature of it, it's difficult to understand why you're not winning. Like, it's difficult to understand how to win as the rebels. Like, it says capture points, and then it'll randomly say, it's not random, it'll say on the screen that you can damage the AT-ATs. And, like, the way the game works, you die so often that it's difficult to keep your bearings. Like, there's no survivability. Like, in old Battlefront, you could survive for a while if you were good. But in this Battlefront, you just get squished so often and so easily that it's difficult to know what's going on. I mean, you could say that I'm just bad at the game, which, you know, that's fair. I played it for like a couple hours. But like, it's not fun when you don't know what's going on. Like, that's like an important part of playing a map where you're supposed to be doing objectives. Is you're supposed to know what's going on. So it's difficult to we can do it. Here we go. It's difficult to like understand, I guess, or not understand, but I'm gonna have to go to sleep soon. It's difficult to just kind of pick up and play. I mean, you can pick up and play and just shoot dudes, but you in that game mode specifically, that will not let you win. Whoa, sir. You need to slow the fuck down. Guy switched to the other lane just as I did. So, like, you, I don't know. It's difficult to explain. It feels like it should be very... It's made so you can do a game really quick. Like, the matches were, like, 20 minutes. Not even. Maybe, like, 10. Mainly because the rebels kept losing. But, like... fast matches in an objective game mode like that just kind of make it, like, it has a weird pace. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just a poor choice of map, or, you know, like I said, maybe I'm just bad at it. I don't need my windshield wipers on. But, I don't know, it just wasn't fun. And from what I heard through other people talking about the game, is that there is one of the guns is just like super overpowered, like ridiculously overpowered, and you pretty much win every engagement with it. Which, you know, it's a beta. The balancing happens. But that sort of thing is not fun to me. I kind of preferred the old Battlefront with the classes. Because then I could pick a Dark Trooper and, you know, jump in and be like, well, now I have a shotgun and a jump jet. Let's go. Rather than like, oh, no, you have to be level 5 to unlock the jump jet. Which, really, like, that sort of shit turns... It turns me off in a game where I'd like to be semi-competitive right off the bat. Like, if you put good stuff locked behind a gate... I'm getting tired. I should go to sleep. Yes. It doesn't always turn me off. Like, in Call of Duty, it's usually okay, because you have... Mostly, you start with, like, one of each. Oh god, what's going on up here? Like, one of each good thing. So you can kind of fight through it. But when they lock things like weapon classes, like, Call of Duty's good for it because they give you basically one of each weapon class to start. So if you want to be, I'm going to use shotguns, and I don't care about any other type of gun, you start with a shotgun. That's fine. But in Battlefront, you start with a blaster, and that's it. So if you don't like the blaster, or the blaster is not overpowered, it ends up being very, like, not particularly fun. Or in the case of, like, I would like to use my jump jet, which is something I already said. Come on, it's a jump jet. Of course I want to use a jump jet. And it's not unlocked from the start. That's really lame. I don't really like their card system at all, in fact. It makes sense. Like, it makes sense for a loadout. Like, hey, yo, cards your loadout. Here you go. But it's not, I don't know. It just doesn't feel as good. And it feels like it could be gamed by EA. It's like, oh yeah, here you go. Here's a golden version of your card. It does twice as much damage. Lol, 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 lol. Which I guess they worked with in Titanfall, which they gave you tons of cards in that beta. I played like 13 hours of that beta. It's bananas. Like in one sitting. That was a good game. I just never got around to actually buying it, unfortunately. Because it was on Origin. Why would you buy any of that crap? Yeah, didn't get a speeding ticket that time. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure how I want... Like, I want that game to be cool, personally. I like the Battlefront series, what it was before, where it was just like, hey, yo, here's a big-ass map, and here's an objective, here's a point, go capture it. I told you, they tell you what you have to do, and then they basically give you all the tools you could want. So they give you, you know, get to pick from a bunch of classes, and you get a bunch of vehicles, and just figure it out. Like, I like that sort of thing. Whereas Battlefront, the current one, feels a lot more like, here, let me guide you into what might be the coolest experience. So they're like, here's a TIE fighter upgrade, now, or power up. Now you can pilot a TIE fighter. And like, I understand that you want to make like smaller. No, I can't. I haven't found a place to sleep. I'm sorry, game. Like, you want to make it tighter, where there's no point in the game where you're like wandering around and you haven't seen anybody for a while. I understand that, but like, that's part of the world building. Like, I play Fallout and Skyrim not to experience the quote-unquote great story, quote-unquote great combat. I play them to wander around, and like, the world building of just being around is, you know, that helps a lot for me to get into a game. Like, even if it's not interesting stuff, it still helps. There is nowhere to sleep on this Autobahn. Yeah, I don't know. It's not worth $80, that's for sure. Unless there's like a butt ton more content in it, like a lot of content. It's not worth $80, that's for sure. Here's another thing we can talk about. Let's talk about how much games cost, and you know, the fact that pretty much all games press are Americans, so they don't recognize that outside of America, games are ridiculously priced because it's supposed to be like competing with the American dollar or whatever, which is not how you should price goods, really, at all, especially goods that don't cost anything. Gotta fill up my tank. Like, maybe it's a bad idea to, God damn it, I'm right here. Maybe it's not the best idea to, you know, charge people $80 for a PC game. Just saying. Like, the Canadian dollar sucks, yes. But, like, if you make it so fewer people... Like, what if you're a kid? Like, what if you're, like, poor as fuck? What if you're a poor YouTuber? Is that guy waiting for me? He was. What if you're a poor YouTuber who, you know, doesn't have a lot in the way of funds and, you know, would like to buy some games? What if you're that guy? God damn it. What happens then? Like, $80 is a lot of money. At that point, I buy like 4 games, and I could buy a brand new video card. Like, no, reverse, neutral. Like, the price of games, the price of AAA games, I should say, because indie games are still overpriced because they just convert everything. Like, Steam converts everything. And you know, $12 game becomes a $15 game, which, you know, isn't actually a big deal. But if you're like a super young kid, yeah, that $3 might be the difference between your parents going, "Oh, sure, whatever, fuck it," and them going, "Nah, you'll have to wait." Like, that shit fucking sucks. Or what if you're a kid? This is even more likely. What if you're a kid on a console? The Steam sales don't exist there, so they charge whatever the fuck they want. You go into an EB Games. Games are, you know, $80. And EB Games used games, like even their like $5 off ones, will be $60 plus tax, 12% tax here in British Columbia. What then? Like, you're completely fucked. Oh, I'd like to play like more than 1 game a year. Thanks. You can't, unless you have friends who are willing to like trade you. Which, I mean, come on. This is why, like, people get pissy about review scores and console wars start. Because it just costs so damn much. Which I understand. Game companies have to make... They gotta make money. But, you know, maybe they could... They can make a little less money? I don't know. Maybe that's something we can fight about in the comments. Let's see. What else? I made turkey. Let's get off a video game. Let's talk about turkey. Let's talk about turkeys in games. Well, there's the wall chicken, which I assume is actually wall turkey. And I don't remember any other turkeys in games. But yeah, I made turkey for Turkey Day. That was alright, I guess. Canadian Turkey Day happens in October instead of November. I might have, because I didn't like the turkey, maybe I'll have Turkey Day in November as well. Maybe we'll just have Pie Day on American Turkey Day. Just eat pie. That sounds good, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound great, viewers? This drive is not living up to the 5 Live Drive dream, but I just kind of wanted to get through what we were talking about. Mainly wanted to talk about Battlefront. I actually wanted to do a video on Battlefront and things that suck about it, but I didn't want to have to get all that B-roll, basically. I do want to do more interesting stuff on the channel, rather than just Let's Plays, because Let's Plays are fine. Let's face it, Let's Plays are fine, but they're not interesting. Like, I hate to say this as a person doing this Let's Play and itching his nose repeatedly and making himself look like a crackhead, that, I mean, this is not interesting. I mean, it might be interesting to you, but I would not watch this. But I might watch a video. Well, I wouldn't watch a video on why Star Wars sucks either, really. But that's just me. I'm trying to make videos for people who want to watch them. Not myself. Because, I don't know. I would probably actually say I should make the video not about Star Wars sucking, but about that style of gameplay not being good. Or not being fun for me, personally. Should always preface that with me personally. Because somebody, that could be like the coolest game on the face of the planet. Like, lots of people love Star Wars. Lots of people love other stuff. Lots of people like it that it's like super easy to get into and it's not difficult. Which, I mean, like, I like a game that is easy to get into. But unfortunately, Star Wars is very shallow with its, you know, it's not deep. Where it's easy to get into, but then that's it. Where a game like, let's do a game that's too hard to get into and is ridiculously deep. Arma, that game makes no fucking sense. I want it to make sense. I would love to play some Arma on this channel. But that game is arcane magic that I am not willing to spend the time to learn. Where, you know, the controls are so bananas that I could see like thousands of hours of fun from that. No problem. Like, either just doing actual Arma things or doing RP servers or whatever. Like, I can see all of that. Oh, now I've slowed down way too much. But that game is fucking impenetrable. Actually, eventually we might I might see if I can find somebody to help me out. And we'll do a, like, learn how to play Arma thing. Which I'm sure will get all sorts of ridiculous comments, but, like, that's something I'm interested in and I'd like to do, so, you know, that's part of what this channel's about. So, you know, that might happen eventually, just not right now. But that game, it goes too far the other way, where it's like, well, you could play this, but you could also get a degree in physics instead. So, like, oop. Whatever, I don't know. I need to stop talking about Battlefield. I just can't stop. I got all these feelings inside of me. I should have recorded. Me and Parker talked about it after I played it a little bit. Maybe I'll go pull that out and put it in something. Maybe make a little audio podcast, oops, or something like that, where we talk about it and talk about, like, just those type of games in general. I think we have some interesting conversation now that the podcast is kind of dead. What I should do is find somebody to fill that third seat and just do it. Whatever. It doesn't matter if it's good or not. I think we're going to rename the podcast, though. I don't know what we want to call it. I almost want to call it, like, The Split. But that would be like that's like a speedrunner podcast, and we don't speedrun. I watch speedruns. Like, we're fans of this Cerno guy. He's pretty good. He's Canadian. Good Canadian streamer. Solid. If you're watching, Cyrano, for some ungodly reason, stop watching and go do your stream. Or whatever. I don't know. That would be disturbing if he was watching. But, Yeah. We don't... I'm not sure what we want to do for that. I'm sure Parker would be up for it. And I'm up for it. So we just have to find a third person. Because a two-person podcast is kind of boring. Especially since, for the most part, me and Parker usually agree on a lot of things. Whereas me and Wallace can kind of just rap about stuff. Because we're home dogs like that. Come back to me, baby. Come back to me, baby Wallace. One day. One day. Or not. You know, whatever. Maybe we'll just have to find new friends. For that. Eventually, there will be... Today. Sometime in the future. But on this day, there will be a pen and paper game in the night slot for today, which will be another podcasty sort of thing. So you have a lot of split screen to listen to, which I guess brings me to like the point of like, hey yo, do we have too much content coming out at once? Like, I know one of the people that talks to me says he's like super behind, but I don't know if it's just he doesn't watch very often or if like it's just hard to keep up. I can totally understand that it's hard to keep up. I mean, we do basically like an hour to an hour and a half a day of content. Most of it is insanely boring. So maybe it might be better to switch it down to like one piece of content a day, or like 2 pieces of content every once in a while. It'd definitely make our lives easier. But I kind of like having this like grind. No, it's not a grind. It's a like it's a difference. Like, you can come in and you'll always know that there is some content with everybody who's around in it. And then you'll also know that there's something for, if you're into a specific thing like RPGs, you also know that there's one of those for you, which we need to stop both playing RPGs. It's kind of what Wallace was for. He was our like palate cleanser. Maybe we'll need to find a new palate cleanser. Or maybe I'll just need to finish Arc the Lad. I think I'm a... Oh. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sir, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll finish Arc the Lad today. Like, after I'm finished this broadcast. I'll just fucking call it a broadcast. After I finish this drive here. Maybe I'll finish Arc the Lad. Let's keep driving. I'm like right at the final boss, so that'd be next week for you guys. And then we'll play something else. Maybe I'll play something newer. I don't really have anything really newer. I guess we'll like Deus Ex or something. Something more actiony. Maybe. We'll see. So, I don't know. We'll figure that out. Oh, we gotta end this video. Shit. Next place to stop. We'll end this video. And, we'll keep driving. By the time we get there, we'll probably have enough to buy another truck for our new place, which will be fun, I guess. Eventually, we'll take over all of Germany with trucks. Eventually, we'll get Farming Simulator. That'll be where it's at, yeah. Oh, pass me, please. Fucking Mini Cooper. Alright. How's my gas? Do you need any more? About halfway? It's too late. Alright. Now that we've stopped, we're going to let you go. This is Civvie. That was the 5 Live drive without any 5 Live. That was just me chatting to you in a vloggy sort of thing, kind of sort of driving a truck. So we're going to keep doing that next week at 8 a.m. on Wednesday. And maybe the week after we'll have something else. I'm not sure. I kind of like this 5 drive, just us chatting. Well, me chatting and you going, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Anyway, this is Civvie, signing out.